From the Alabama Community College System, I'm Elijah Baker, and you're listening to Access Granted. From a young age, we learned that the words we speak allow us to navigate the world around us.
Language defines culture in many ways.
And learning a new language can look a little different. The Alabama Community College System has developed a solution to assist English learners in feeling more connected to their communities than ever before.
Every time I come to class, I learn something new.
Proficiency is the goal, even if English is not a strong suit yet.
Pues todo muy bien.
Students like Miguelina Chalel say this is just the beginning. She's learning a lot and wants to keep at it.
My students, the first week they come in, they speak a little English, and in about 2 or 3 weeks, I have them speaking English numbers from 0 to 9 billion.
And all the instruction happening inside the classroom has led to a boosted enrollment at Alabama's community colleges. Here, we're focused on real-life education, providing access to workforce development and student success initiatives. On this episode, step into the shoes of English learners and discover how their journey inspires generations of Latino and Hispanic families to become proficient in English together.
All right, everybody, so everyone has a packet, and as you already know what to do, but for some of the newcomers coming in your packet, you have little icons, pictures, and then you also have simple sentences. I want you to simply connect the picture and the simple sentence together, okay? And when you're finished connecting those two things, I want you to read your list of sentences to your partner, okay? Everybody ready?
John Barnett teaches the night class for students learning English at Wallace State Community College.
They hear, you hear, it hears, you hear, I hear, he hears, she hears, we hear.
The exercise may seem like a flashback to grade school.
Has everyone studied their pronouns and verbs? Yes. Yes. Are you ready for the quiz today?
But it's precisely what any language learner needs to develop a new tongue. John understands the process because he studied Spanish in high school and college.
The reason I love Spanish is because it's very easy to explain. How you say things is how you spell them. There's a rhyme and a reason for everything that's done, whereas in English there are multiple exceptions for many things we spell.
Like using the proper there to describe a group of people or location or what someone owns. There's one sound for 3 different words. Learning English can be really tough for beginners due to its complexity.
I'm very confident in my instruction. I'm very hands-on and visual, and I think that works wonders for my students.
John believes that his kinesthetic approach to learning allows him to reach students beyond traditional reading and writing techniques.
And I truly feel that's the main reason why we've had so much retention, is that we've been using different modalities to teach English.
No wonder the class is so full.
This is not a one-man show. This has definitely been a team effort.
Attendance for the English as a second language course offered at the Wallace State Satellite Campus in Oneonta has more than quadrupled in the last 3 years. Even though most of John's students come from Spanish-speaking countries such as Mexico, Guatemala, and El Salvador, he has made students from Japan, Vietnam, and Jerusalem feel equally welcome.
I tell them it is perfectly fine to make mistakes in my class. That's what I expect. That's what I want them to do. So that way they can improve to then not do as many errors in the real world.
You may hear English as a second language, or ESL, and English learner used interchangeably because the term ESL is a bit more nuanced. Some students already know 2 or 3 different languages. Michelle Tapia with the Alabama Community College System explains it this way.
So saying English language learner provides the context of we understand that they are proficient in their own languages and we just want to help them become proficient in English because, of course, the United States is an English-speaking country and we want them to excel here.
Just like John, Michelle is also bilingual. She was adopted by a Hispanic family.
Because it is daunting, like I said, to go out on your own and try to find ESL classes. Speaking from my past experiences, I can't tell you the relief that they feel when they are looking for these programs and they are able to connect with someone that can speak to them.
These days, it's as easy as visiting your local Alabama community college and noticing the demand year over year.
At the beginning of COVID, I think our numbers were around 1,500 ESL learners in the state, and 2 to 3 years later, we're around 3,100. So that's about a 108% gain of just ESL learners. We've seen a boost that was exponential.
I'm coming right here, to try to speak better English.
Rogelio Cartagena is one of the advanced ESL students.
If you speak the language right here, you have better opportunities. That's what I tell John. I'm working construction right now.
With the hope of gaining another workforce skill.
He is working very hard to earn his GED, and he deserves it because he's been working hard and diligently to learn enough English to get him to that level. And because he's doing it, he knows how to encourage and motivate others who want to do the same thing, and he is just that person.
That's what John told me when I come right here, because I tell him, I don't know, because I'm old, I'm 48 years old, I said, I'm too old for this. And he was telling me, I'm like, no, you're never too old for it. You want to learn something, just go ahead and do it. That's what I tell people. I have families come right here with me too.
Rogelio gets to learn English with his family, thanks to a grant from the Community Foundation of Greater Birmingham. The grant has allowed Wallace State's ESL program to begin Tuesday night transformation classes in Oneata, which provide food, childcare, and a family literacy curriculum. Miguelina, Rogelio's classmate, shared that she has an opportunity to focus on school by bringing her children to class because she doesn't have anyone at home to care for them. In some cases, children of the students have acted as translators for their parents, in class and in the community. This act of teamwork mirrors the partnership between the Alabama Community College System and HICA, the Hispanic Coalition of Alabama. Two representatives of HICA are with us.
Language is one of the most important parts of any culture.
Morelia Tinejero is the ESL and Civics Coordinator.
We understand that there are many cultural nuances that are connected to how we communicate, and that's why our efforts are so important, that we allow for that cross-cultural communication to grow by helping and supporting folks in their journey to learn English as a second language.
And Carlos Javier Torres is the Director of Programs and Community Partnerships.
A lot of the individuals who are in our courses have never graduated from school in their native country because of the lack of resources. So whenever they come, they have their graduation cap ready. So people come well dressed to our graduation. It's just a beautiful moment for everyone to be able to come together and to enjoy a moment knowing that they completed something and that they can complete a lot more. And so each one of these students, they'll actually come together and they'll bring dishes from their native country. So they'll cook up something that's part of their culture in their homes, and they'll bring it to be able to share with everyone. So each time this has happened, it brings a sense of community together.
We have an opportunity to talk to our policymakers, our elected officials, and let them know how we feel about these things, how we feel like education is so important. Community colleges across the state of Alabama have done a great job at showing us how we can integrate this new growing demographic.
I first attended Wallace as a first-generation student. So one thing I can say is that Wallace provided resources like the Student Support Services that helped to grant financial aid, tutoring, and other resources
to students and families like Morelia, Rogelio, and Miguelina.
So not only did they help me to go through this process, they helped me to succeed. And because of their dedication and efforts that they made towards me, I am now able to do the same thing to other people who come through our doors here at HICA. I graduated in 2018.
With 2 degrees in business administration and the paralegal program.
We have been very grateful about the way that the Alabama Community College system has embraced our demographics. We have seen the intentional desire and actual outreach to recruit students from our community. I can give you a couple of examples of how, for example, Jefferson State Community College has actually put energy and time and effort to recruit for their line worker program, which is a collaboration between Jeff State and Alabama Power,
and various utility services to equip students with hands-on skills and training in just 10 weeks. Carlos said the team created a cohort dedicated to recruiting Latino and Hispanic individuals specifically for the course.
We also have Bevel State Community College, which has an HVAC fast-track program that has also been recruiting from the Latino community, trying to make sure that we have a diversified workforce. And the individuals and the folks responsible within the college system are very intentionally supporting our constituents, giving them an opportunity to learn about the programming and to provide them with the tools so that they succeed as they go through that programming.
You know, real life education is not just our tagline. It represents the core values that we embody in every episode. These 3 simple words have resonated with countless residents across the state, serving as a reminder that Alabama's community colleges can break through any language barrier. John has helped nearly 200 students learn English since the pandemic, and more educators like him continue to live their mission across the state.
If you can teach your content to someone who does not speak your language, imagine what you can do to those who can. If people can just open their minds to learning a different language, you have won that person over, because every time I go to greet someone and I suspect that they speak Spanish, I say hola or buenos dias, and it's like a light and their eyeballs just light up. And you've just reached them at a deeper level than you could ever do by just simply saying hello or you've just reached them at a spiritual level. I personally believe that. I want to be the best receiver of information that I can, because the more I can understand and convey to them, the more that they're going to learn what it is that they need.
You can learn English through your local community college for free throughout the year. Students and families gain the confidence to connect with even more members in their community, one word at a time, week by week. This is Access Granted. Special thanks to the ACCS communications team, Ebony Horton-Bradley for her guidance, Russell Moore for script editing, Ethan Burton for Spanish translations, and Ty Cowan for audio engineering the show. Until next time.